Hey, what's up, guys? Going live here with Teagan Gaeta from Ask Her About Real Estate. Hey,
Hey, I'm
how's it
on.
going? Sorry, you had started a live too.
I started live, yeah. Sorry.
It's
You know
a
what? Right at it was.
we're getting better at this.
Yeah, you're good at it. You've done it a few times now.
Yeah, a couple of times. So yeah, just want to say thanks to everyone who's joined us. If you want to ask us any questions, we'll address them as we go, or maybe at the end of our conversation. Thank you, Teagan. Again, Teagan is also known as Ask Her About Real Estate, or that's how I remember you initially following you. Very inspirational. I've learned a lot, over the past year and a half that I've followed you. And I think we can all learn a thing or two. Uh, Teagan, if you don't mind sharing like how you got started in real estate, what made you pick Ask Her About Real Estate? I think that's very catchy too.
Oh well, thank you so much. And I'm sorry if I cut out. I was getting a call there, so I might.
No worries.
Too many people interrupt me. I told everyone not to call me between 6 and 7. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I love going live. I think this is obviously a great tool, and it's such a good way to kind of get information across. So I'm so excited to be here. And I'm Teagan Gaeta with AHA Homes now, but I'm probably most well known as Ask Her About Real Estate. So that got started about a year ago. Actually, probably I've had my license. It's 2 years now in February. So the name's probably about a year and a half old, and I think it really caught on with everything going on with women's rights and the Me Too movement, and having so many folks interested in real estate and development. So I've been really lucky to be able to build a great team and have some awesome mentors. So it's been a busy year or two for me, and I think this year, 2021, will be very busy, a lot going on. This year is already looking a little different for me than last year because I'm very focused right now on building my team and recruiting. So it just takes up more time, and there's less time for sales. But I think it's all about growth. And I saw Megan just joined, and Alana. So hi, thanks for joining. And like my agents are killing it. So I think Megan already had like 3 closings, and she like every day it's like closing day for her. So
Was Megan your first hire?
Megan was my first. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember. Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, how was last year in terms of production? I know you set yourself some very steep goals, like 10 or 15 million. I think that's pretty good for your first like full year in real estate.
Yeah, so, and Angela's in here too. Hi, Angela. So, so last year, 2020 was my first full year here in Massachusetts. My goal was 15 million. I came really close. I ended up kind of like lumping my sales in with my team. So we were over 21 million,
Wow.
which was really good. So the team, I would say, is like 6 months old, because although Megan was my first, we've been kind of talking and working together for about a year. She didn't officially join until about 6 months ago, and I started training for my teams June 1st. So the team really is like 6 months old, I guess 7, going on 7 now. So yeah, that's been keeping my hands full. But I was very happy with production last year. Had a few listings. I think most of my listings were North Shore, and represented a lot of buyers. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, the market's crazy, as you know.
Yeah. And what are your goals for 2021?
So I have a lot of goals, and I have them all extra notes to talk about today, and I have all my goals written down here. So I have a very wide range of goals, and I have a lot of goals, so I won't bore everyone too much, but for my team, I'd like us to do at least 45 million this year as a team, which I think is very attainable. And I think it's a really good goal for, you know, like a first year team, because this will be our first full year. I kind of based that off the fact that starting the year I had about like 5 or 6 agents, and my goal is for the new agents, so my agents that are onboarded that have maybe like a year or 2 of experience, or have just gotten their license, I would say like just licensed to a year. My goal for them is to sell between 4 and 5 million. If they sell 4 million at our company, then they'll cap out. So I'd really like all the newer agents to be able to hit that number, and it's so rewarding to cap. So I think like just from a confidence standpoint, that's so important, and I want them to be excited and feel like they're hitting their goals. And just in the market that we're in here in, you know, Greater Boston, I think hitting 4 million is much more attainable than if we were like out in Ohio or something. Obviously the asking prices are much lower. So 4 million, that's kind of like on the basis that they'll sell between maybe like 8 and 10 homes. So that's a big goal for them. I'd like to end the year with 50 agents.
50, 50, right?
50, yep. So
huge.
Right now I'm kind of targeting agents with a little more experience, maybe like 3 to 5 years. I've talked to a few team leads, people that might manage teams, and you know, if I get one person, they might bring on another like 5 or 10 people. So a lot going on. So hopefully we grow in numbers. I think I have like 2 agents this week that I'll be interviewing, and one is in like the 3rd round of interviews. It's looking very positive for her. And
that's awesome. I mean, I think it's realistic, 4 million a year, you know, like just like you said, it's like less than $500,000 a month, which with prices around here, it's not bad at all. Less than, I would say, like 1 sale per month. I mean, starting out, it's tough, but if you know, if they're doing what you're doing, being out there on social media, exposing themselves, and I mean, when I started, I don't know, like I think I called every person on my, you know, on my contact list. You know, I mean, I did have a book of business from my, you know, banking world, but still, it's realistic what you're saying. And how many people do you have now on your team?
So my team right now is, I think we're at like 12. Yeah, no cap. I read comments as I go here. So we're at about 12. So the interesting thing about my team is we have, I think, 6 agents, and then so we have like, I have my team of agents, so I call them the team of agents, or the HA homes, kind of like the EXP team. And we also have a team of wholesalers. So I have a few potentially aspiring agents who don't have their license.
I kind of lost your voice there. Can you hear me? Hey, Teagan, can you hear us? I think I can't seem to hear you. Hold on. Let me put you right back. Hold on. We can't hear you. We'll add Teagan again.
Sorry,
Hey.
I'm getting a phone call. It's just.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So, hey,
call.
sorry to cut you off there, but you got cut off. But no, that's awesome. That's huge goals. I mean, I think EXP has just been like exploding all over the place, in a good way. You know, like so many new agents, What is about their platform that is making so many agents like join them?
Yeah, so I didn't want to make this because you've obviously seen all the memes with EXP recruiters and
Yeah. No, I mean just the basic stuff. You know, I'm assuming that they have like amazing technology. I mean, you do these like avatar meetings, which is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
I want to be in one of those. You know, walk in those offices and.
I can send you a guest pass.
Yeah, all right, I'll
You
join.
You can make your own avatar, have your kids help pick your clothes and your hat and everything you want to wear. Yeah, I mean, I love EXP, and I feel like I'm so annoying when I say this to people because I've seen like all the jokes and everything about recruiting, but I've also moved around to a number of brokerages in like I guess a shorter period of time, and I feel like I've seen all possible like brokerages. Really, I was at a Remax, so a larger brokerage out in Chicago. I was at a large private one here when I first moved back to Boston, and then I was at two smaller brokerages. One was more leaned towards development. One was kind of more of like just a local, very, very small team. So EXP really, I think, just combines like everything that I was looking for, and I really believe that the package is just unbeatable. I looked at the beginning of last year because I was really struggling with forking over so much commission money, and there were definitely people, agents that are good friends of mine and good mentors and whose advice I take, I take seriously. And I was told that I was too focused on money and I was too money hungry. And I just think that that's like a really foolish thing to say. Like, we're all working to make money. I work 7 days a week. I'm bringing a lot of listings to the table. Like, I'm not going to kill myself to be giving away 50, 40, 30, even 20%. I mean, it adds up.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, I think people should be very focused on how much money that they're making and how much they're giving away. So my first draw to EXP was the cap. It's by far the most competitive that I've seen. So 16,000 in commission, we pay the company, and then we cap out. We do not pay anything else for the year.
Okay, sorry. So we can break it down. So you pay 16,000 a year. Once you reach that cap, you don't pay anything else, correct?
You have a monthly fee of like $80. So that's your desk fee. So that includes all your training, your marketing center. It includes so much technology. That's like your email address. That's your CRM. Our CRM is amazing, KV Core. So the cap is so competitive. So after you cap out, so it's about like between 3 or 4 million in sales here in the Boston area, depending if you're taking like 2 or 2.5% for the commissions that you walk with. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, like 4 million is definitely attainable in this market. So you cap and then you walk with 100% of your commission. So just a month or two ago, I've capped out. I had $1.5 million transaction.
Yeah, you can cap out with a few. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's a lot of money. At the end of last year, I want to say, when I first left one of the brokerages that I left, I did the math, and like just with the transactions I had on the books, that I think I had like 4 or 5 closings coming up, I saved like $75,000 by moving.
Wow.
So that's a lot of money. Like for, I was 26 at the time. Some of my peers are making $75,000 salaries or less, So it's like, why would I give that up?
And you save that money. Yeah. And I'm sure you can find many ways on how you can use that money, like marketing. I mean, we've spoken before together about Zillow leads or any other leads out there. That's a great way to spend it. I mean, 3 to 4 million. I mean, for a regular, realtor, I don't think that's, that's not like an aggressive goal for anyone. So anything over that, that's money in your pocket. And especially when you're now breaking in 10, 15, 20 million, just like you said, you could be doing like, that's like another salary saved.
It's amazing. I love saving money, so it makes me so happy.
We'll do another live with like savings tips. That's awesome. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I'd seen the cap. I really didn't understand it much, but this really breaks it down in a nice way. And then there's like a revenue sharing without getting into too much detail. So I'm sorry, I got a call too. Can you hear me?
We're both blowing up.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So let's talk about the revenue sharing a little. Is that a big, winning point with the other agents of bringing them on board? I mean, the cap, to me, it's a great sales point. I'm sold.
Yeah, well, the cap is, I think, like, sometimes what draws people and gets their attention. So before you cap too, just to note, the split is 80-20. So even at an 80-20 split, it's very competitive, and that's for anyone. You can join having 100 million in sales last year. You can join having like $1 in sales last year, and you're going to come with that 80-20 split. So it's very fair. It's equal around. We don't make any changes in anyone's model. Everyone gets the same model, which is why I think like it kind of allows EXP to grow more, because it really does fall on agents to recruit other agents. So we're really growing our own company. But on that note, we are a public company, so we are traded. So there is a lot of rev share that's included. I'm just reading what Alana said. So she's because of the cap. And yeah, so the rev share really is something that I think is like such a bonus, and you don't even realize it until you're further into it in some ways. So I've been at the company for about a year now. I don't plan on leaving like anytime soon. I'm very happy there. So when I joined the end of January, our shares, our stock was at like, I think $17 a share.
Yeah, I think so. It was probably under $20. Yeah.
Yeah, about $20. So I was running around and I wanted to check before I jumped on this, and I wasn't able to, but I checked this morning and we were down, but we're still like up so much. Like even down is up, which is crazy, but we're at $120 a share. So in the past year, it's gone from 20 to 120. So you really start seeing that as you start building your team and as you start closing more deals. And there's just like so much that EXP offers that I think it takes like time to even understand all the systems and the tools and all the possibilities. I'm still learning, but yeah, so now that where I have a few agents underneath me and I'm closing deals, and now they're all starting to close a lot of deals, I'm really starting to see that rev share. So just this morning, I ended up selling, I think like 30 shares, just because I think that there's like a lot of volatility right now in the stock market.
Well, because you can, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I can. So like in the past few days, it's like every day it's like a game to me now. I wake up and it's like, should I go call leads or should I just watch my stock numbers keep going up? So I'm trying to stay focused. But yeah, no, it's awesome, and it's such an added bonus, and I don't do a good enough job probably of explaining the breakdown because it's a little over my head. I'm not like a stock market expert, but there's a really good video on YouTube if anyone's interested. It's like 20 minutes. I'm more than happy to send it along. Long story short, when I watched this guy, I think his name's Jason, he breaks down the split, and basically, like if you look at a regular agent, if they're making $100,000 a year, and that's after taxes and everything, that's like their net. It would take them, based on this guy Jason's calculations, 37 years to come up with the retirement that would be like comfortable. So I think the average living retirement is like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So to have that, a regular agent at like a normal Remax or whatever would have to work for 37 years, and that's like not spending any money. So that's not buying cars, not buying a house, not buying wedding ring, engagement ring. At EXP, he did the breakdown. Like he joined within a week, he brought on 10 agents, and within like a month, he made the same amount in his stock. So the stock account is really a retirement fund, and it gives us so much added security because so many other brokerages obviously don't offer like 401ks, retirement funds, health insurance. We have virtually all of that because we have this great rev share program. That's our retirement. People are making like 6 figures a month off the rev share if they recruit, you know, a large enough team. And then, like I said, we have health insurance too. So that's just another added bonus.
Hey, quick question from Norca. What company were you with before?
If I invested in GameStop, whoever just said that, I would be rich. I probably wouldn't be on this line.
No, now you'd be broke because it's on its way down.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I guess what goes up must come down. So I was with a few companies. I was at Remax. I was at a brokerage out of Danvers that no longer exists. And I was at La Macchia for about 2 months, and I was at another company as well.
So you've seen other companies. You knew very well, you know, what to look out for when you made the move to EXP. But I think it's a very interesting concept what they've done, and it seems like it's working. I mean, a lot of agents have joined. I think the cap is huge, but also the you know, the revenue sharing, you know, it's just added benefits, which is awesome.
I don't want to make this an EXP conversation, but if anyone's interested, just please reach out. I have a couple videos I can send along, some resources. I mean, like, it was the best thing I could have ever done for my career, and I really, really, truly mean that. And there's so much coming up now with like Zillow becoming a brokerage. So many people are so nervous about that. I'm not even really sweating it, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. EXP is so competitive right now because we're really the only like tech-based brokerage, cloud-based brokerage. Like we're, I think, probably the one brokerage that can like compete with them, and we're actually coming out with some new tools this year to kind of like combat what Zillow's doing. So I feel like I'm like very like secure right now, which is a nice feeling. And it's just, you know, you have to look at the world that we're living in. It's so tech-based, so partially why our
You're getting another call. Now we lost you again. All right, I think we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The company is so tech-based that I see so much potential this year. So basically, we own a software platform called Verbella, which is the software platform that we run off of. So that's where you see our avatars and everything. Yep. Verbella is basically like the next step to Zoom. And I was on a call last week. I do some work with a local nonprofit here in Massachusetts. We're in the commercial real estate kind of sector, and we work with a lot of government officials. So we had a call, I think it was last Thursday, and it was all these like government leaders, leaders at like big banks downtown Boston. It's like a really good group. And the conversation was focused about like Zoom burnout, because everything right now is being done on Zoom. And it was so funny. I had just read an article before the call about like basically there's going to be all the need for like this Zoom alternative in the near future, because people just can't really take it anymore. They're doing like social activities on Zoom. They're doing work on Zoom. Everyone's on Zoom all day. So like Verbella is the next step. It's like, you know, you're going in, you're talking on your microphone, you're interacting with someone who's like sitting at their desk in Nebraska, but your avatar is shaking their hand. You tell them I closed the deal, your avatars are like dancing together. So because of the software platform, I think our stock is going to continue to rise, and I really don't see like any limits right now, which is exciting.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it's just the number of agents joining. You know, the more that trickles down, you know, obviously, the more revenue for the company. But you know, they've made it in a way that they're not being, you know, they're being kind of selfless in a sense by capping themselves, but also offering many benefits so more agents can join, which is pretty cool. All right, let's move on from EXP. EXP is great. We love it. Tell us a little about, you know, more like the current market, state of the market, where we are in real estate in Boston or surrounding neighborhoods, and what are your predictions for 2021?
Yeah, so I think, and I can't tell the future, but definitely, who knows after the year we had last year.
Hey, I mean, we all have our own predictions, so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the suburb market has seen a ton of growth. For those of you who are watching and that follow me, I obviously work with a lot of developers and investors, and we're being very strategic because I help with some project management about like the way that we're building facilities and also where we're building them. Hi, John. So I would say it's really interesting. I would definitely, like, we're looking for flips, and for any projects, we're looking to do more like neighborhoods now in suburbs, looking for a lot of projects in Brookline and Cambridge. I think those markets are closer to Boston, closer to the city, but they're pretty solid, and we're invested in good projects that should move quickly, and I think they'll be nice. I think there's still a demand. I have one client, he has some big builds down in South Boston. He's getting a little nervous about those. I think he has 2 or 3, and they're going to be like over 50 units, and they probably won't be done for like another 1.5 years, 2 years. So numbers, I think in South Boston, definitely properties are staying on the market. Prices are decreasing a little bit, just because obviously people don't need to be in the city. There's a lot more remote work. I have one client who started to look at a lot of developments, and once again, it's more like cul-de-sac type as opposed to condo developments, which is what he was doing previously. He's now looking up in Maine, and we had a long conversation about it a couple days ago. I told him that, like, I think finding a good project in Maine would be like probably one of the best things you could do, because so many people want space.
Smart.
You know, and people like Maine, but yeah, people want space. People don't necessarily have to be like in downtown city areas anymore. So I think it will be interesting to see what happens. For some of the big, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think single families will be a hot commodity the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, we're all gonna feel like the consequences even after this is gone. People are still gonna want bigger spaces, their own yard. I mean, the city will always be the city. I think there's always gonna be a demand, especially Boston with students. But I think single family investment will probably be very hot in the next, you know, 5 years, 10 years at least. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's just where you know where this pandemic has left us, you know, that we all want more space and are more privacy, I would say.
Yeah, more privacy. And I see too, like, I was over there today, a project in, one of my clients has a project in Burlington. It's a big single family, but it has a really unique layout, and it would be really nice for, someone wants a loan for $1 million. It would be a really nice space for like extended family. So I have a few listings I feel like, or I've had in the past few months, hey Casey, where it's been like, you know, a lot of buyers or clients are also looking for, because they are maybe like bringing their extended family to live with them, and they're looking for bigger spaces, bigger lots, and having like family closer together. And then obviously a lot more like office space, work from home space. I will say 2 comments just about like the bigger builds that we're doing. So I have some plans over there, but I can't grab them right now. They're hanging on the
No,
wall.
that's fine.
But that's like, so we have this 38 unit build in Weymouth, and we kind of started this project before the pandemic, and it just got passed through zoning. So we've been working on it for a while.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so yeah, it's approved. But now it's a matter of like rethinking amenity spaces, which is something that I've been pretty focused on. Like, are people going to want gyms like maybe they used to? Are people going to, what amenity spaces are people really going to want? Because before we were thinking about this, before the pandemic, like we wanted so much, like a rooftop and a bar and a this. But
Someone loves your nose. Emad loves your nose.
Very
All right, we're gonna try to you know, focus on real estate, but thank you for the nice comments, everyone. Hey, how's the project in Quincy going? When is that supposed to finish? The one on Des Moines Street.
So that is a big project, as you know. So we have 17 townhomes. The first 3 should be done in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So it was supposed to be the end of January. Now it's going to be the end of February. So we're kind of building in phases. So our first 3 should be done at the end of this month. The following 3 should be done around like beginning of April. Then I have a row of 6 that are right on the street that should be done probably like beginning of June. And then there's like a row in the middle of 5 that will be done maybe end of July, beginning of August. So I'm hoping the entire project is done by the end of the summer. And I'm hoping that, you know, despite COVID and everything, we can do some, like, I want to do kind of like a block party, you know, and some fun big open houses and everything, because it kind of has like a good turnaround area. And because we're building in phases, if I do a block party, like people that have bought from us can come to the party, people that are under agreement can come, whatever. So everyone can be invited.
Yeah, and there's actually, I mean, my house is like a minute away. So there's like a nice park right there, you know, which would be great. Yeah. Let's, yeah, that's a great idea.
It's changing. Like, so I don't know if you're aware of what's going on with that naval shipyard across the street from.
I mean, I think they're just demolishing some of those old buildings there, which is great. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the whole plans are going forward.
But actually, every day it's like, oh, I'm going to do research on this, and then I guess I forget. But so what my builder told me is that I think across the street they're doing like some type of apartments, luxury apartment, and like some restaurants. So I do think that that area is changing a bit, and it's a nice area. You have the bus line right there. You have the train not too far, and Quincy is awesome. Like, I've been spending so much time there. I'm sure you love it living there.
Yeah, we're talking about Quincy Point, guys, in Quincy. So for those of you listening. What other projects you got in your pipeline? You got Weymouth, Quincy. What else?
Weymouth, Quincy. The same client has probably at least like 100 units coming to Dorchester in the next year or 2. You're right, Andrew. It's no Everett Square. I have an off-market deal in Everett. I know you've talked about it, Andrew, with my agent Diego. So I hope he got you some more information today. And yes, David, the houses do look beautiful. all. So have a bunch of off-market deals right now. We have the lot in Everett, which is like an okay deal, but I think it definitely needs like, you know, to go through the whole process. So it would be good for a well-known zoning and eviction attorney, and that's that we've already found the buyer for that one. And the seller would, I think, definitely be open to taking any contingencies. So zoning contingency is fine. I have some off-market deals, like a couple lots in Lynn right now. We have off-market places in Quincy. We have like a couple single-family homes. We have this partially demoed house that if you want to flip, you can flip. And then for projects, a lot coming up in Dorchester. We have a number of units that will be available in Brookline in April. Those will be 3-bed, 3.5-bath townhomes with yard space. They'll be listed around 2.5 each.
Is that the one that you had like a video demolishing the place, you and your girls? Yeah?
Yeah.
The one in Brookline? Nice. Nice.
We'll get over there, and I think they're doing the walls in the next few weeks, so we'll get over there to do like an update video. One thing I wanted to mention about that project, and I almost don't want to say this because I'm sure the builders that know what they're doing already know about this, but I don't want any newbies to steal our idea and bring us any competition. But I'll tell you guys, since you tuned in, the builders that are doing Brookline and the investors are awesome. They've worked in the Boston area for super long time. I think they do like really good quality work. And because of kind of like the buyer pool that we're expecting in that area, probably like, you know, close to some of the hospitals, it's a higher price point. Maybe we'll get like a doctor for a buyer, who knows. But I think especially now with COVID as well, a lot of people are so like health focused and conscious of air and what's going on. So what they're planning on doing, we had a meeting about this a few weeks ago, is instilling these, and I forget, it's included, we're coming out with a magazine in a few weeks, so there's a plug to my magazine. So I have the name of the brand in the magazine, I can't remember right now, but it's basically this air filtration system that they're going to put into each of the units, or every one of the units, and it's going to be like the most updated technology, and it's kind of like an add-on to the HVAC system is my understanding, but it will funnel all the air like just so it's in that one townhome, and it makes it really clean, and you know, it's all COVID related. So even moving forward, if the vaccine works and, you know, we all move past this COVID thing, like in a few years, now we're aware that these global pandemics can happen and these viruses can be transmitted so easily. Like having these filtration systems moving forward in houses probably will be, you know, more ideal for buyers. So they're planning on doing some really neat systems over there. With the air. So I think that'll be a really cool thing that I'll be highlighting coming up.
Oh, it's smart. I mean, it's smart. It makes sense. It's a great selling point, and I think anyone that's, what are they going for? 2.5 million, you said?
Yeah, 2.5 million.
Yeah, anyone that's gonna spend 2.5 million, I think they're gonna want to look for have a good filtration, air filtration system. They don't want to buy one of those Dysons or, you know, like they want it all in.
Yeah, and everyone wants like the latest technology too. So like, you know, if you can kind of tell the buyers, hey, you're going to be the only ones in this neighborhood to have this system, it kind of makes them feel too like they're getting something that no one else has. Which
are they going to have a plug-in for the electric outside? I mean, that's got to be a must these days, right?
That's a good, yeah, I think they will, but that's a good question. I should talk to them about that.
Yeah. There you go. We're all about good tips here.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think the Biden administration announced that they're gonna have like an all-electric fleet going forward. I don't know in how long, but you know, most states are moving towards all-electric car sales. I think California by 2030. I think Massachusetts by 2035. So we know we're going towards that infrastructure, very soon.
Yeah.
Any other projects?
Well, we have the house in Burlington. That's just a single family. That's one of my partner client duo group. They're awesome. They're really good clients. That house will be coming to the market probably at the end of this month, and that's going to be really nice. So I'm excited about that one. And what else? A project up in Revere, some condos that are coming on Arcadia Street. They won't be done for a while. I will say through the pandemic, and Revere is like my favorite place. I want to live there and I want to sell there and everything. But I will say that through the past year, they've been probably the most difficult building department to work with. No offense to anyone watching me from the Revere building department, so not doing me any help right now. But I don't know, they have been a little slow.
Hopefully not. Hopefully nobody's watching.
That's been a little tricky, that's getting that project through. But in hindsight, I'm not too surprised. There's a lot of kind of wetlands in that area, or like marsh, or it's obviously closer to the beach. So that's, I think, probably one of the larger concerns of the city, the town. So
yeah.
So that one will be done, but probably not for a year. So a lot in Dorchester. We have a big 48 unit that's in zoning. We have, I think, 3 or 4 9-unit buildings that are in zoning, and trying to push those along. We have another one in Dorchester that I think we're actually about to get the demo permit for. It's 8 units, 17 parking spaces. That's by Codman Square.
So these are 2022 projects?
Those will be built, we'll start breaking ground. I think for the 8 unit, we'll start breaking ground in the next month. And then it will take probably about 9 to 12 months to build. And then, we'll get it on the market. Probably before, honestly, it's built. But
that's awesome.
But yeah.
Hey, if you have time, we can talk a little about social media. I know it's a struggle for all of us, time consuming. You're doing a great job. You're consistent. What are some of the strategies that you're using? Social media management tips. What can you recommend out there?
So I handed over my Instagram about a year ago now to a good friend of mine from college. So I've known her for a few years. Oh, I'm the queen of, thank you, Joey. And now I'm telling my secret. It's actually me and all these other people behind the scenes, so I can't take all the credit. But about a year ago, I was getting really busy, and you just have so much going on. And my girlfriend from college is a little younger than me. She's super trendy, has really, really good taste, and she's very good at Instagram and getting followers. So she kind of started helping me about a year ago, and in the past year, it's amazing to see how things change and what opportunities can come up. In the past year, she's kind of taken over my accounts. I pick all the pictures and everything on this Ask Her About Real Estate, but she's totally handling my team page and my staging page. She really handles too. But we've basically created a marketing company. So now, a year later, I got so much attention off of my Instagram. Everyone's asking me, how do you manage it? How do you put these together? Because it's so time consuming, as you know, making the post and then remembering every day to post it. And I color coordinate all my posts. So now I can't post a picture of me in a red dress if I post blue yesterday. So it's so much planning. I have to plan in advance what I'm gonna wear different days to make sure it fits into our marketing scheme, and it really does make a difference. So so the next 2 weeks, if you see me wearing pink or red,
I know why.
But yeah, so she took over and she just did such a good job. So we kind of started promoting the marketing business. So now it's both her and her sister. I have 2 marketing coordinators. We have like at least 10 marketing clients. We work with lenders. They have a couple attorneys that are using them. They have a couple financial advisors, a couple agents. So, now we have a new LLC, and they're now running with their own business. But they have really good client base. My girlfriend ended up losing her job because she did have a full-time job last year. She was on unemployment, and it kind of gave her the opportunity in a way to like ramp up the marketing business. And it's really low cost, and it just saves me a lot of time, and it makes sure that like everything is on point, and I get a lot of leads from social media. So it's like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I mean, it's obviously a lot of time consumption initially as you're growing, as your follower base is growing. But are you getting business now? Like, are you getting like 1 lead a week or 1 lead a month? Is there any hope out there that we're gonna get some business out of social media?
Yeah, no, I do check my Instagram personally, but not. I don't even think I have like access to the AHA Homes message thing. So if anyone wants to talk to me, they can message this account. But yeah, I do. I get probably like at least like 5 weeks, like in a business week.
5 leads?
Yeah.
In a week?
Yeah. So
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not talking about solid leads, but it could be anything, an introduction to someone. I mean, I've definitely started to see the past 2 to 3 months, I would say, more activity. I had one recently, I mean, actually today on LinkedIn, that it was, the son introduced me to his mother that's a realtor. So it doesn't need to be a direct sale, but I mean, I'm seeing all the work that I've done. I mean, it's coming along now. So, but that's great to hear that you are getting a ton of leads.
It takes a little bit of time, and you have like the first step is the content. So at first you're like going live and there's like no one there, and you're posting and no one's liking it. But it's like you have to keep doing it, because then people will obviously you'll start getting attention, and people will start searching you as you meet people. Like the worst thing you want to do is meet someone in public. They go to your page and it's like they can't find you, then it's like you're never going to get that lead. But like you said, it's also, I'm posting all the time, and it's people I'm not even thinking of. So my kindergarten teacher, like 100 years ago, her daughter, obviously, like, we're connected on Facebook, we're connected on social media. She sees every day, like, my posts. Her and her husband bought a house. They reached out to me. I ended up selling them a house. So
Wow.
Same thing. It's like, you want to get your organic network, and like the posts are reminders. But yeah, no, I get a lot of leads. The funny thing is I get a lot of leads from like investors, developers, and even listings. And I feel like for some reason I get less like first time home buyer leads. I don't really probably see many of those.
No.
In my DMs, whatever you call it, inbox.
Yeah, but for your world, I mean, developers, it's new developments. It's where it's at too. I mean, for you, it doesn't matter whether it's first time home buyer or a new development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
the
pretty
developers
awesome.
are good clients. So
Yeah, they take longer to pan out, but they eventually, you eventually get there.
they definitely take longer. What else was I just gonna say? It might also be just like based on my content, because I'm obviously putting out like more like plans, and like, so maybe that ties into it too. I don't really know.
True.
But yeah, there's a lot of systems like that now where people put like a pretty low monetary value, like a couple $100 a month, and just like I think taking that off your plate, it does make a big difference. Like if you are not able to post at least like 3 or 4 times a week, like I would say give it over and let someone manage it. Like it takes literally maybe 3 seconds to post something, right?
Right. Right.
But like I said, there is a lot of planning, and there's the creating the content and everything. But
Exactly.
it
Yeah,
should.
saying the right thing, posting the right stuff, the right colors, like you said,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Hand it over. I think that it's smart to invest in your business. You should be spending some money and finding systems. Like maybe it's a marketing person, maybe it's leads. But, as a new agent, especially, I think you need to invest a little bit and get yourself going. And then you will have more, a natural audience too.
yeah, 100%. So a few $100 can get us like 3 to 4 social media posts a month. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, reach out to the
Good.
formula. I have to give them. I have to give my sister company a plug. But Mary Grace and Isabel, they're awesome, and it doesn't have to be them. I know that there's so many of these companies I've seen now popping up too. I think this is becoming a more popular thing. But like, they make tailored packages too. So I know like for one of our attorneys, like they do some Instagram posts, and then they also do newsletters. So
Yep.
it's, you want to be giving value to your clients, whether you're a lender, attorney, or agent. You want to be sending out like once a month newsletter is probably good, depending on what you're trying to do.
Are you doing newsletters?
I do newsletters, so I've kind of built out my CRM, so it's a little bit more than just that one monthly newsletter. Like I've built my CRM, and this is what I'm trying to teach a lot of my new agents too. Basically any person like I touch, like even if I go to a restaurant and when you leave, there's like a row of like all the business cards. I grab all the business cards. Like if I see business cards anywhere, I take them. People's contact information, like people I meet, I get their contact info. Leads, I obviously get them into my CRM. But every person I put into my CRM, and then I have so many different lists. So I have like resources, I have buyers, I have potential sellers, I have potential agents to join the team. So I would say like I probably have at least 15 different lists. Some are investors, like just all different. And the buyers, especially the active buyers, like the recent leads, I hit those lists usually like at least twice a month, 2 to 3 times a month. I try every like week and a half, 2 weeks. And I just, you can find so much content online too.
Right.
The investors, I basically hit that list like whenever we have off-market deal. And then I do some more general ones like a happy holiday recipe or something. I might send that out to more like attorneys and a resource-based list. But I think it's smart to be also sending the right, and this is after you obviously grow like your book too. If you have like one buyer and one attorney, maybe you don't have to do like 5 newsletters, right? But for me, I have like probably hundreds, if not thousands of buyers. Like I want to be hitting those people as many times as possible, but you have to hit them with the right content. Like is my lender attorney list going to want to read like how to get a pre-approval? No, they're probably not going to, honestly. And that's probably going to be spammy and like start annoying them. So how to get pre-approved, I'm only sending that to my like first-time home buyer list, right? I'm not going to send it to the investor Joe who has just bought $10 million worth of property last year, So finding like content that people want to see too is so important.
Yeah. And you got a blog too, or a website that you constantly post, helpful tips, anything real estate related. You're managing that yourself too, or do you have someone helping you with that as well, or is it the same girls?
I do the website blog. I do that myself, and I do my newsletters myself. I let them run with like my Instagram, and they help me. Actually, we are coming out with a magazine, so that'll be out hopefully in 2 weeks. It's coming out for Valentine's Day, so they help me with like the gift guide. So we're trying to do this year too for my team, where we have like a marketing team, we have some staging, some designers. It's not only agents. We're doing some more lifestyle type, I think, articles and getting some more of that content out. So Mary Grace will be, I think, a big influence on the magazine this year. So it's anything house related. So on our website, we'll be listing probably later this year, like some furniture where we have a staging company. Hey, you like this chair? Go to our website, it's there. So the marketing girls are going to help a lot setting up like the online store, and I think Diego probably will too. He's on this, and David. But we're going to come out with like more household products too. It's not just about like selling the real estate for us. I think it's about creating these lasting connections where you bought a house. You know, we have some GCs on the team that are close resources. My client buys a house, they want to remodel the kitchen. Okay, we have an in-house GC and we have an in-house interior designer. So before the closing, let's sit down, let's talk about your tile selections, and let's get a plan in action with our GC and get you some pricing. And then like taking it to the next step, okay, now you have our online store, you need to go buy some utensils for the new kitchen, like everything is there. So I think the lifestyle brand is going to be a big push. And going back to your question, I don't know how I got off on that tangent.
No, I love it. I mean, this all makes sense. I mean, you also have a book club going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my takeaway here is that, you know, we're not just doing what we do for a living. You know, you obviously are a real estate agent, and you know you help buy and sell homes, but you're also a marketing guru, you know, that provides all this additional value. And who knows, one day that can be your other stream of revenue, or it may already be. So I think that's a great takeaway for everyone that's listening or that's going to watch this later. So I really do appreciate it that, you know, you're spilling the beans, you know, because I mean, this is how we help each other, and you know, we have to, you know, we have to like learn how to execute, you know. But no, I appreciate that. That's so good. Thank you. Yeah. So any other initiatives that you got? The book club, I know that's new.
The book club, I thought that was a really good meeting that we had. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't stay the whole way, but yeah, that was great.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. I thought that was a good group and good book.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, so we have the book club, the block party.
Oh, the block party. Yeah, we can't forget about the block party.
Doing a lot of recruiting, have a lot of listings coming up. What else? I mean, I think it's just a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, no, we've covered a lot. I mean, we've been here for almost an hour, so.
Yeah, we have covered a lot. Hopefully, you can save this right on your end.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. I think there's a website too where it will let you like convert it. So I'll definitely send it to you. I think a lot of people made a lot of nice comments about you, but not me, and that's cool.
Nice comments for you. People want $1 million.
You had a lot of good comments there, but no, I appreciate it. I think we'll get to do this more. You know, I think we're all getting comfortable being live and staying in front of the camera, and I think it's part of our growth. So, you know, the more we do it, the more we can, you know, grow and provide value to each other. So, yeah.
We're going live next week with my friend Tom.
Yes, and the following week I'm going live with Jim Richards, attorney Jim Richards.
Oh, I love
don't know if he's, yeah. and I got a couple more down the road too. So yeah, it's great. I'm not gonna tell who everyone else is, but yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
those are two good ones coming up. Tom is awesome. I have to call his mom after this. I knew this would remind me because she's looking to buy a house in Rhode Island. I have my Rhode Island license. He doesn't, so I'm going to
Nice.
call him. And then Jim is super awesome. So one thing about Jim, ask him about this when you're on. He is a member, and you would know it too because it's Quincy. It must be the Marina Bay Yacht Club or something, but he's a member there, and it's a really good deal. So, Diego, if you're still on this, my one goal for the year is we're all getting our boating license, especially Diego, and we're getting a team boat, and we're going to be cruising around Quincy. We'll be probably racing Jim Richard in his boat. So.
Yeah, Jim is a great friend of mine, and we'll get to know him more live too. But yeah, he's. I mean, we started in the industry around the same time. That's when he opened his company, and I started in mortgages. And he's done phenomenal. You know, like he's young, passionate about what he does, and you can see the results. You know, he's grown a very, very nice company, brought in more partners. But yeah, I mean, our first meeting was at a Starbucks, and you know, we've worked together ever since. But great guy, yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. I will definitely be tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. We'll do these more, and yeah, I'll send you the live, either via email or something. I don't know, like a Dropbox or something.
Yeah, just send it to me. I'll be on the computer for a while. And if you ever want to do a team call, that might be fun. We could get all my agents on this side and.
Yeah. Oh, we got a TikTok training next week.
Yeah, you're the TikTok expert.
I'm getting there.
I saw you post some more today.
I don't know. It's just whatever. It's you know, I'm getting better at it. You know, I mean, some of it it's educational, some of it it's funny, some of it it's silly. A little bit of everything.
It was like, it had to have been like last week, or it might have been like this weekend, and I think I was pissed off, honestly, and I was on my phone, and I don't know how. I think it was your wife's account. I don't know how I ended up on that, but you're getting so good at acting, because that video where you come in and you hit the floor, that was like, you did your best.
We're not gonna share that stuff here. I mean, that's yeah. No, that we do those videos usually on, like, you know, when there's like a day off or holiday. I mean, we're always working, so you know, we had COVID before Christmas, so I mean, thankfully nobody, you know, everyone was good. But during that time when we were like quarantined, that's what we did, TikTok videos, and that one video, you know, blew up. You know, like I think on Reels it has like 2.7 million views.
27 million?
2.7 million, which is still pretty good.
That's still a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think it has like 2 million on TikTok. Yeah, but yeah, we'll do more of that. Yeah, I'm getting good at this.
Well, Alana's excited for the TikTok training. I'm excited too.
She's doing good. I see Alana on TikTok a lot, so she's definitely getting very good at it too.
Yeah. Alana, I'll have to check out. I don't go on. I'm making my first TikTok tomorrow. I had that in my.
You don't have a TikTok?
I really did have that in my notes on the bottom. I wanted to let you know, in honor of you, my first TikTok is tomorrow. I don't think I've ever done one.
No? Okay.
Do one tomorrow.
I mean, start with something simple. I mean, there's so many things you can do and so many effects that, that TikTok offers, but just start simple. I mean, don't expect you're gonna hit 10 million views, right? You may. Roy Banham from the Sarkis team, I think one of his posts got like 300,000 views, which was pretty sick.
Yeah. I saw his and I was like that he did a really nice job with it, and he got a lot of views, and like it's the same thing like I feel like as reels, you know, it's like you can do quick, you can see the kitchen, you can see the bathroom. So I've already prepped me and my photographer talked about it today, what our plan is, I think, for tomorrow. But you know, you can like cover, especially in I think they're nice for like, yeah, Karen, we'll do one in Miami for sure. But I just bought my plane ticket today. I know my mom's watching, so mom,
nice.
Babysitting. But what was I saying? Like, especially in the large houses, like rather than walk through video, it takes like a couple minutes. Like TikTok, it's so cool. You can be like kitchen, bathroom, master suite. Like
I mean, I think you should do it on new construction, and I mean, people love that stuff. I mean, I don't know how often you go on TikTok, but there's all kinds of videos or like a before and after, and you can do the, you know, snap of a finger, and you know, now you're into the after picture, and you know, like you have those TikToks getting, you know, millions of views. I mean, it's just great exposure. The best thing about TikTok is the algorithm is very targeted. It will target people, you know, let's say from Massachusetts, or what you're actually talking about, or what you have as a subject. So it's very good about that. And you know, like if you like, there's people that do like, you know, if you're from Massachusetts, you know, like this video, and you'll see like a lot of people from Massachusetts will get that on their feed. It's very well designed. I think for Reels, it's trying to do the same thing Instagram, but it's a great organic way of growth, which as Gary Vee mentions it too, you're getting it mostly on LinkedIn and TikTok right now, because Instagram and the other ones and Facebook, they've kind of turned down the algorithm, so you're posting more and you're doing more, you know, to reach more people. You know, like let's say I'm posting something, maybe 10 or 20% of my followers will view it. Well, with TikTok now, you have a chance of going viral, and you know, you're reaching, you know, 50,000 people instead of, you know, just your own base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of went off on a...
No. I think you're so good at the algorithm. Like, that's what I was kind of trying to tell my team the other, and then I was like, oh, you know what, just wait for the TikTok training, because I don't understand it as well as you do. But you're right, it's so important to like get those targeted people in your area, people that are looking, because like, why, if I post this picture of the house, if you're interested, are like dogs and cats, then what do you care, right? So it's like,
yes. So another example, like I have, and another good thing about TikTok is that 2-3 months after, your video is still popping up, right? I have videos that I've spoken about credit score or credit report, that now people are commenting still, hey, my credit is 620, can I get a loan? So that's what I mean, again, by algorithm, is that the algorithm kind of knows that, hey, these people are going online searching about their credit, so let's feed them this video.
right.
So it's a great, you know, organic reach. I hope it stays like this for a while. But yeah, you can grow very easily. I mean, being consistent is number one. But yeah, my wife's account, or our other family account on TikTok, already got like 5,000 followers just from that one video. So yeah, it's
And
crazy.
you use obviously hashtags.
Yeah, I don't think it's as important. You know, I mean, certain keywords, maybe. I mean, there's people that say that the keywords that you have in your subject and the keywords on your video may make a difference on the video blowing up. But I don't know. I mean, it's just a wild guess, but we know that it works. I mean, I use more hashtags on Instagram and Facebook rather than TikTok. I mean, you have videos with no hashtags that blow up, or just hashtag FYP and they blow up. So obviously, it's got to be a interesting video. You know, it's all about how much the end user is going to engage with it, how many minutes or seconds is going to stay on that video. Are they going to like it? Are they going to comment? And I think that's how these algorithms work. And I think TikTok right now happens to be the one that rewards more than the other platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. I know that, you know, as my marketing girls take on more and more business, they do more research and everything. It was really interesting to me. Like a few weeks ago, Isabel told me. So, you know, I feel so programmed, like being on Instagram. I'm adding hashtags to all my, because hashtags are very important, I think, on Instagram.
Instagram, 100%. Yeah.
But on LinkedIn, I never knew this, but I have a big I have about probably 17,000 connections on LinkedIn. It's something I've been growing over the past few years because I did recruiting prior and, you know, whatever. So LinkedIn, I love. I think it's like untapped. It's obviously professional space. Like I've had good luck finding some investors there. And so, you know, I decided a month or two ago, you know, I should do more posts and focus a little more on getting my videos on LinkedIn. So I was doing hashtags. After she did a little research, she actually called me. She said, Teagan, when you're posting on LinkedIn, limit it to like 3 hashtags, because LinkedIn actually is like the opposite, which who would have thought this, but the more hashtags you do, the more they see it as like some type of spam or something, and
Spammy.
they actually put you, they like hide you from the feed. So I'm there.
That's very interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I don't use a lot of hashtags. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I don't use a lot of hashtags on LinkedIn. I didn't know that. But it does look a little spammy the way that LinkedIn is designed. I like it a lot because, I mean, the organic reach is still there. I mean, I'll post something and it may be getting 1,000 views or 2,000 views. And one of the good things is that, let's say you like a post, now that's coming up on my feed too. So if all of my followers or connections are liking a post of mine, it's popping up on their feed.
Right.
And that's why you see some posts, especially from influencers, they have 200,000 to 300,000 likes because it just trickles down to everyone.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, maybe we're stating the obvious, but
maybe, but a lot of people out there, I don't think even know, honestly. Some people don't even think about LinkedIn. I think it's important to have profiles. LinkedIn, for me, like creating a Zillow profile. You know, I don't want to keep going on forever, but it's really interesting. I listened to this podcast, and Alana, if you're still on the call, I mentioned it to her over text like earlier today briefly, but it's something that I'm going to have to speak to my team about. Because Zillow is becoming a brokerage now, we have to think about it in terms of like, you know, from a business standpoint. Of course, now an agent like me, anyone at EXP, Remax, anywhere, who are they? Like we used to potentially maybe be clients of Zillow's buying leads or whatever. Now we're the competition. So in the past, this is something that I'm kind of learning to adjust to, and I just listened to this podcast like yesterday. But you know, in the past, I've been telling my agents like build a Zillow profile, get reviews, list all your past sales, have all your listings. Zillow's whole business model. It's like Zillow is a marketing company. So what
Oh
does
yeah.
Zillow do? They put the listings online. They put a bunch of agents that like pay to be there next to the listing. They don't list the listing agent, right? They list like these other premier agents. So now that they're a brokerage, like they want, what are they going to want? They're going to want the buyer to obviously call a Zillow agent. So they're not including like the listing agent on the home page, like the page of the house that's for sale. Like I think in order to be listed along with your listing, you have to like pay Zillow additional money or something is what they were saying. But what they just did, and one of my agents reached out to me this morning, like, why aren't my home sales showing up? But Zillow has actually, and I think they've already gone ahead and done this, they've removed past sales from agents' Zillow pages.
Really?
And I believe that they're removing reviews as well. I'm like 99% sure.
Or maybe like hiding it or making it more difficult to view.
I think they're like honestly just like taking it off. Like I don't think reviews on Zillow are like a thing anymore. So, you know, I think it is so important, like have a website, have a LinkedIn page, have an Instagram page, definitely have those things. I used to be like a narc about like set up your Zillow page. Maybe that might change a little moving forward with like these new Zillow kind of setups. However, it's so important to have a profile and be there because people are searching, and if they go to use you and they're like not going to find you on Zillow, then it might be a red flag. So I think it's like you still want to set up a profile, but that was kind of interesting learning, you know, what they're planning on doing.
Interesting. I mean, my thought process is that they're still, I mean, their marketing or the selling of their leads is probably one of their biggest money makers right now. And I think they're going to continue doing the same thing even with their agents. I mean, they're going to be Zillow agents, but these leads will still be paid. I don't think anyone is just going to walk in and get, 50 leads a month from Zillow. I mean, maybe you're kind of going to be on the back foot. I don't know if you will, but if you're willing to pay, and I know, you have to sign up on a 6-month contract for like $1,000 a month. I think they don't want to give that up, and I think they're going to make their own people pay for it. And they did buy a mortgage company a couple of years back, and I know a lot of people in the lending space kind of like started freaking out because they're like, oh, Zillow's going to take over all the business. They've carried on doing the same thing. They're still trying to sell leads to us, mortgage loan officers. So I think, it's going to continue in the status quo because they're making money out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of where the model goes.
Yeah, but that's a good one. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, keep an eye on it because the podcast was really interesting. I've been listening.
What's the name of the podcast?
So I had that in my notes to give my podcast a shout out. I just started it a few weeks ago because I spend now my mornings with my horse because.
Hold on, is it your podcast?
No, it's not.
Oh,
but it is. They're 2 EXP agents, so they're husband and wife, and their name are Tim and Julie Harris, and I think it's like the Tim and Julie Harris Show, maybe is what it's called. But I've been loving their podcast, and I've listened to years to like Bigger Pockets, and I like that one too, and I like some other ones, but this Tim and Julie Harris, like it's kind of a new, fresh perspective. I didn't know when I first started listening that they're EXP agents. They do like some EXP plugs, but they're smart business people, and honestly, like I think that if you're an agent with a 50% split right now, like you need a business coach and mentor because you're not making wise business decisions. And not when you have a 16K cap like right in front of you. But they're awesome. They're husband and wife. They've sold hundreds and hundreds of homes. I think they sold like hundreds of homes their first year. They've owned other businesses. And their whole approach, I think, to like society and like societal constraints. Like, it's very interesting. Like, they live definitely off their passive income. They're very intelligent people. They lived a very like structured life here in the States. They had these jobs, they made a lot of money, and they kind of realized like, you know, they wanted a different lifestyle. So now they're living in Puerto Rico and they're on the beach doing their podcast, and they're very, you know, they're bringing in a lot of
That's
money.
amazing.
Rental.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's neat to think like not everything has to be so cookie cutter. So
Yeah. No. Hey, a lot of great topics today. I mean,
yeah.
if you have any last ones that you're, you know, dying to discuss, we
No,
can.
we'll have to hop on for a round 2 sometime soon.
We will. No, I think we definitely will. This was, you know, a lot of great ideas here, and I think people will enjoy. And I know a lot of people tune in after into the one that we'll post, and I'll send you so you can post it too. But yeah, no, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
We'll do it again.
Yeah, we have to. And I will see you at our TikTok training, and make sure, hey, Karen. Karen, you're late
Okay.
to the party.
Karen, we're going to sleep now. It's
Karen, actually, I'm going to write our lease because I promised you I would do that last night, and I haven't done it yet. So I'll be
All right.
writing the lease and thanking Karen for getting that deal done. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. So much coming up, I feel like, between me, you, and my team.
nice. No, it's going to be a great year. You know, I love the consistency on social media, and I think without social media, we wouldn't have known each other. So it's great. It's powerful, and I love what it's doing for us, for our business. So yeah, we'll keep at it.
Awesome. Sounds like someone's outside. And I tell my mom I love her too, because I see she's in the comments.
Who's saying love the monkey?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, is that nice?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So on that note,
We'll post this, Karen, so it will be like an hour and a half, but yeah, it's gonna be there. You can watch it.
me and Karen have a sleepover tomorrow night so we can rewatch it together.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank
you
so much. And
thank you guys.
for tuning in.
Appreciate you.